Welcome back to another video. Today we're reacting to Donkey Kong versus Winston rap battle by Fresh Canal, which is the first time we see him here in this channel. But he's another person who does like a lot of like who's like Eddie FRB that we checked out before, who does like these rap battles between these like different characters. And this one got recommended to me as I was casually watching YouTube, and I saw Donkey Kong versus Winston. I was like, oh, easy. We gotta see this because we know both of these characters to an extent, of course. Because I think I know more about Donkey Kong than Winston, but I know a decent amount of Winston. Like I've seen his like character trailer before, that like reveals his backstory and stuff. I've seen like all the
Yeah.
cinematics where he's in it. So unless they like said some other lore like outside of that I'm not aware of, then you guys could tell us in the comments below. But I think that's pretty much it, right, Adrian?
Yes.
Like in the game, do they have descriptions of their lore as well, or no? Just like a description of what they do.
I just know Winston's lore. He was like a genetically modified gorilla that they brought to the moon, and then like he was one of several. And he really loved his human caretaker, which was Winston. That was his human It was his okay. That was his caretaker's name. It was Winston, Dr. Winston, I think.
Yeah.
And then the gorillas all eject, and then the gorillas outsmarted the humans apparently, and they like ejected them out into deep space, so they took over the moon base. But Winston was like one of the few that actually cared for the humans, and he didn't agree with his fellow gorillas, so he left the moon base
Wow.
and then went back to Earth,
Yeah.
and that's where he met Tracer, all those things,
I don't
and
remember that actually. I don't remember that like the apes like rebelled and like they just sent the humans out to space.
yeah, it wasn't in the trailer. It was like in a bio, I think.
Ah, okay. See, that's what I thought. I was like, do they have bios or something? Cause like, yeah. So all I remember is the trailer. That I wonder if they're gonna make a reference to that. It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what his name was before, but he decided to call himself Winston based off his caretaker, the one he liked.
Yeah.
And on the moon base, they also had genetically modified hamsters. That's where Wrecking Ball comes from.
What? Really?
Yeah. And when
Interesting.
Winston was preparing to leave the moon base, like Wrecking Ball like hitched like a ride, but then like
Yeah.
it detached halfway going down to Earth. So then that's how Wrecking Ball ended up in Australia.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. If
Wow.
anyone asks
See,
why
I
I know
didn't
so
know
much
that
about
either.
the
Wow. You know a lot about the lore of Overwatch. That's interesting.
back when Overwatch was actually good, I actually liked my stance today on Overwatch. I hate the game. I love the characters. That's my stance on Overwatch today.
Yeah. Same basically. I mean that makes sense. He's also like an intelligent like creature as well, so it makes sense that he would
Yeah,
come from like a similar like background to Winston. Okay, that's really cool.
I only mentioned him just in case they do mention him here, because apparently that was Winston's like only friend on the moon base was Wrecking Ball.
Wow, that's awesome actually. I wonder if they had dialogue with each other. Probably, right? Like in the
They
game.
do.
I've never heard it. Well, but then again, we never played Winston and Wrecking Ball, so that's probably why. And then Donkey Kong needs to explaining he is the lad, the Chad, and he's gonna get his new game soon. So that's really cool. It looks like a really fun,
Yeah.
you know, Modern Odyssey esque game. It looks like it's gonna be a fun time. So it's a good time to be Donkey Kong and not really Winston.
Sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately. In a perfect world, they would both be thriving. The game would never fallen off. But things happen and people fumble. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So I guess with that being said, I say we just get right into this. Donkey Kong versus Winston.
Rap
Nice.
battles of epic history.
Of epic
There we go.
proportions. Historic
Epic.
proportion. Look at that Donkey Kong bottle.
Oh, wait, George.
Yeah, what's up?
It
Did it
immediately
lag?
started lagging out. Hopefully that stops it. But
Put it
it looked really good for like this small
This-
portion I saw.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, look at this model. This is a crazy DK model. Nice. Wow. Man loves his belly to butter, man.
Wow.
Damn, he did make a difference to that. Motion glasses on to the first thing it looks like he's
Damn,
gonna
that
sing, actually.
That was quick. That was really fast.
Yeah, that was a really quick round. I mean, to be fair, this is shorter than what they usually are. I think the ones that we saw before are like 3 minutes and something seconds. But this is only like 2 minutes and a half, so I guess it makes sense that they would go by quickly. That's so funny because Winston, I'm still talking about the last line because Winston always like moves his glasses, and I always make that joke when like I correct Adrian or something. I'm like, actually, Adrian, and I do like the
Actually.
nerd, and I do the nerd voice. So just hearing him say that is so fucking funny. Um, all right, I think it's safe to say Donkey Kong got a head start, a great start here. That's funny. Also, if you're new here, we'd like to go back and actually talk about what we just listened to. And also, if you haven't seen it, you should obviously see it first and support it. Because especially because this is the first time we see this channel, and it's looking like they have some quality stuff here. So make sure to check them out. But yeah, Donkey Kong came in swinging. No pun not intended.
I'm the almighty ape, and you think you can nerf me? You're gonna wish that you should have picked mercy.
It's just like that because obviously a reference to that fucking song.
By Living Tombstone.
Oh, the Living Tombstone made that song.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a reference to Nerf Me because that's what Diva says when she uses it all, but also because of the song is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the fact that's a nice little like reference and callback to that. I didn't know the Living Tombstone made that. I feel like I should have known that, but this is actually a revelation to me. That's crazy.
And on the spoon, I'm fed up with the stew. Wanna be an astronaut? Give my full moon a stooge.
There's something really clever or like crazy about the line. I think it's just really funny. Just referencing to him being in the moon base and astronaut, and you can like give his ass a kiss because full moon is a reference to that. That's just funny. I feel like that is something like if Donkey Kong could talk, he'd make stupid shit. He would make stupid lines like that. But yeah.
Become a human, he's crazy. Tough, but on the inside, you're a peanut butter baby. I'm a monkey, not a scientist. Your evolution's late. You're the Helen Keller on the planet of the apes. So you think
Wait, say it again. You like lagged the shit out of there just then.
Yeah, she was blind and deaf.
Helen Adams Keller was an American author, activist, and lecturer who became leading advocate for people with disabilities in the 20th century. Born in the Oh yeah, sight and hearing after an illness of 19 at 19 months old. Wow. Okay. Okay, so let me hold on.
your evolution's late. You're the Helen Keller on the planet of the apes.
What the heck? Was he? But like Winston never had like he was fine.
He was like he wasn't blind. He just had a terrible eyesight until his
Oh, well,
caretaker
true,
gave him
which is
the
why he
glasses.
had the glasses stuff. Okay, so that's probably a
Yeah.
reference to that. Okay, that is true.
I don't. Well,
And
Winston
then
isn't
Planet
deaf.
Planet
I
of the
don't-
Apes is just like a reference to that one movie, and he's literally in a planet of But I didn't really understand the Helen part, but now I understand. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're thinking you're the best of the tanks? You almost had me. You thought you gave me choking, but I'm not your dad.
That's crazy. Okay, he did mention that. Yeah, because I wouldn't have gotten that otherwise. I would have been like, wait, what? If you didn't explain to me that lore in the beginning, so yeah, that's crazy. You thought you had me choking, but I'm your dad because they fucking yeeted everyone out to space and then just fucking, there's no air in space, so you kind of just screwed.
You die.
And then, yeah, I don't think, has Winston ever become meta? I feel like he was never like that guy to pick
No,
if you're like a tank. Or
I
something.
think today he's still the weakest tank. I don't know. I haven't played Overwatch in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but I feel like no one even picks him. Like even before, like when we stopped playing, like you rarely saw Winston get picked
Yeah, because he's just not very good.
because like looking at, I think he only had like the jump ability, and then he had just a shield, but that didn't really
Yeah.
do much. And then his basic attack as well just didn't do that much damage, which makes sense because he's a tank. He's not really supposed to do that much damage. But like even compared to everyone other tanks, he was like the weakest one. So.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he's actually a really cool character. Like most of them are. But yeah, that's just funny.
Kick some asses, what a tragedy. You fix your glasses like the first thing you're about to say is
Yeah, and then I already explained that one. That was just funny. I just really like that line because I've always memed it just when we're talking normally. And then just to see that being as an insult in an actual rap battle is just even funnier to me. And especially in the context of Winston, who's always fucking like, whenever he talks, he's like readjusting his like glasses and stuff. It's just, that's literally the perfect.
He's so scientific.
Yeah, that's just the perfect like analogy to use against him. That's just funny. But yeah, Donkey Kong really first strong round. Let's see if Winston can come through here. Hello. Okay, my space button is not working. Wait, hold on. Let me put it complete. There you go. Oh, I like that play on words. Nice. Oh wow, his bike went really fast. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Either
he's
that
going
or
by
we,
really fast.
either that or we just spent a lot of time on Donkey Kong. But I felt like that one was way shorter than the previous one. Okay. I mean, I first watched, I didn't really catch anything that was like really that crazy, like Donkey Kong's first round. But like maybe I just have to hear it again. Hold on. There we go. You know, because Donkey Kong's not the brightest character in fiction, but
No.
he tries. He's trying.
He makes funny monkey noises.
And that's all that matters. He's having a good time.
Exactly.
Okay. You think you're
Expand dong.
They made a reference to that fucking meme. Plus a whole new made into Smash Bros. I guess it's just like a innuendo joke. I'm guessing. But that's funny that they made a reference to expand that. Also, the hard CPU thing. I'm not really sure what that's really like. Oh, unless he's saying he's very tough, but like they put the Mario Party thing, like the Mario Party icon right there. So I'm not really sure what that's referencing, other than him calling him tough. Maybe that's what that line's supposed to be. But I just think it's funny because this is a YouTuber I watch called Dashi Games, and he has this ongoing rivalry with like Donkey Kong for no apparent reason. He just hates him.
Really?
Yeah, he's like his left rival. He always his main guy is Yoshi, and every time he plays any game, he always makes sure his Donkey Kong's there, so he's always competing with him. It's hilarious. There's this one time where he was playing Mario Kart and like he got sniped at the very end by Donkey Kong. And you know how they turn around and like do like the little taunt? As he was looking back at the replay, he just like, this is where he sniped me, and then he just like goes frame by frame as like he turns around and smiles at him as he takes first place. It was beautiful. And from that day on, he just had this internal beef with Donkey Kong in any game. It's fucking amazing.
He smiled at me.
Which I don't know, it's a reference to that, but I'd like to think it is, because that's the only instance I've heard of like a person having so much beef with Donkey Kong.
With Donkey Kong.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, and this was, when was this made actually? This was made 3 years ago. Okay. So yeah, that was before anything major was done with him. I just like that wordplay because, obviously his last major game was Tropical Freeze. And then they ported it onto the Switch.
One, right?
Yeah, before this new one that's about to come out, his literally last one was Tropical Freeze. So that was just a nice play on words of like how long it's been since he's had a new game. So that was really cool. Which I haven't played yet. I actually haven't played any of the Donkey Kong games except for the Donkey Kong Country. I almost beat it to completion with Julian this one time. That was cool. But I plan to eventually play them. I've heard nothing but good things about those platformers. So that's definitely something I want to check off the bucket list in the future. But anyways. And then that was just a reference to like a song. I'm pretty sure. I think I've heard a similar line like this in a different thing, before. But yeah, that was Winston's round. Honestly, I think I gotta give it to Donkey Kong for that first one.
I'm gonna give it to Donkey Kong.
I think that was an easy dub for him to pick up. Nothing really stood out to me in the Winston one. Like they were fine. Like yeah, he hasn't had a game in like years and stuff, which is true, and that's a nice thing you can give him. But I don't think anything was beating the fucking your dad dying in space line. I don't know. And I just like some of his I just like Donkey Kong's disses more from the first one. So but yeah, I guess we'll see if he can maybe make a comeback in this next one though. Nice. Oh, okay. Okay, this was a nice nice wordplay, I guess. That K-Rool model. Oh, but they did like, okay. I was all like, where is this going? Because they were going back and forth for there for a little bit, and I guess now we're just doing the regular thing that we were doing beforehand. Okay. Well, I just want to go back.
I'm gonna need the first. I'm gonna need to hear the first couple seconds of Donkey Kong's second verse because it just lagged out when you press play.
Yeah, because I didn't know when to stop it because they were going back and forth. I was like, oh, okay, maybe like okay, this is what we're doing now. But then it just went strictly to DK's next one. I was like, oh, okay. So, that was cool. They kind of went back and forth there. Would you consider like I want to consider like Winston being a carbon copy of DK? You know, I mean, he's just like the only similarities is literally just him being like a like an ape as well, like a gorilla, I should say. That's what I meant to say. That's literally
Yeah.
it. Other than that, they had completely different personalities and stuff like that, which is funny
I guess they
because
both smash things, but like that's what gorillas do. They're just very strong.
yeah, especially if you're a tank and a shooter, you're definitely gonna be smashing shit.
Exactly.
But also, it's interesting because yeah, I didn't think it was that. Like, I like the wordplay. You're still in the bottom of the barrel because you know that's just nice, and you know he throws barrels and stuff. So that was a reference to that. But also, I think it was a nice thing to point out because then he literally just claps back with this, which I think is like a really nice line from him. I think that's literally the perfect response you could have given to that because, I mean, yeah, if anyone's a copy, you could argue like he's a copy of like King Kong, you know, Steel Dazzle in Distress, yeah, good up in a high building, you know. I think fucking Nintendo even tried to copyright that, right? Didn't they go to court for that?
Yeah, Universal tried to sue Nintendo back in the day because they
Oh,
claimed
it was the
Donkey
other
Kong
way
was
around.
too
Okay,
similar
yeah,
to
it was
King Kong. Yeah.
It was the other way around. So yeah, that's the yeah. If anything, you can make that argument, which works way better than what DK says. So you know, I think that was like the perfect clap that he could have possibly said, to that. So you know, he got points for that. And plus, I just like that line. Like, you call me a copy when you're already Tracy. You know, obviously also reference to Tracy the character, in Overwatch. So I think that was just like literally the most perfect response you could get to that. That was really good. So you know, he got some points for me for that. Is that like a reference to like the fact that even King K. Rool like, cause wait, hold on, let me read that again. Even K. Rool scales more ever since he went quiet. Was it because even KK Rool scales more ever since he went quiet? Trying to see what that means.
Maybe because they actually included him in Smash, and that's like you got more content than Donkey Kong at that point, basically, I guess.
Oh, like they're doing more with K. Rool than even Donkey Kong? That is true. He did get added into Smash Brothers. You know, everyone was so hype and excited. Oh, okay, I could definitely see that then, yeah. I could see that point. Skills even more. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. That was cool. Alright, I think this little section, because I think this next one is just him. As it's just actually Donkey Kong's next verse. I think from this little back and forth, I think this Winston definitely took that one. The roles reversed, and somehow Donkey Kong's became really basic and like whatever, and then like Winston actually came in with some heat for once. I mean, for once in this battle, so that was cool. Okay, that was nice. Let's see what DK has to say. The clap bag. Look how huge his arms are. Like, that would imagine standing next to Winston in that universe. He'd be fucking huge.
His hand alone could crush your skull with little effort.
And probably like the top of your body. It's just like it probably covers the whole like top half of your body. I wouldn't even be surprised. Also, look at this KK Rool frame. Look at his face. He looks so goofy.
He's so angry.
But yeah. Na. I appreciate the DK theme playing in the background. Okay. Nice. Again, nothing really that stuck out to me the first time I heard that. What the heck? What the hell is a sticker brush? What is that? Is that like a DK thing? Well, I guess images would have helped with it. A sticky brush can refer to different types of brushes depending on the context. A brush with a sticky added surface used for cleaning, removing lint, or picking up materials. Application.
Maybe for like DK. Maybe it's like a specific thing in a DK game.
I'm grooving like sticker brush. Maybe. This iconic piece of music plays in a Bramblefield level in Donkey Kong Country 2. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense in the context of this. Okay, yeah, it's a song, that plays in Donkey Kong Country 2. Okay, there you go. It's okay. So it's just a nice little reference to that one song. I'm sure I probably slept. Dude, have you heard the song that plays in Donkey Kong Country, the first one, where like you go underwater and shit? The song that plays when you're in the underwater level. It's absolute fucking peak, dude.
I've never grown up with Donkey Kong, only Mario.
Surprisingly, I was gonna say I haven't, but actually, for whatever reason, I don't know who bought it for me, or it just came with the Wii. But like, I remember I had the original Donkey Kong Country game just in my Wii as like a WiiWare game. Like those games you could buy on the Wii online shop. I had that on my Wii, and I don't know. I legit don't know how that got there, or if I bought it, or someone else did it for me. But I remember playing a lot as a kid, and raging because that game was pretty hard. Back in the day, they had no like, they expected you to be a gamer, but I was only like 8 years old. But yeah, so I got to listen to a decent amount of the soundtrack, at least for the original game, and dude, the song that plays when you're in the underwater levels it's so good. It's like so peaceful, relaxing. It's like hard to describe, but it's just a nice, beautiful piece of music that you should check out, Adrian. Like if you ever need like calming music or something to have in the background, it's really good.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways. Cool. Probably a reference to like when they all disbanded and stuff, and then he was just alone, like everyone else was like on their own. It's probably a reference to that, I would assume.
True.
And probably just the fact that if it wasn't for like the Overwatch team, he literally would be alone. He wouldn't have any connections to anyone else, because the only person he really did form a connection is dead. So that's probably a reference to that as well. But yeah, solid. That I would argue it wasn't as strong as his first one. So Winston can actually pick up this second one, at least in my opinion. So let us see. Wow. Damn. Yeah, you're a baby Kong and I served you as BK. Okay.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
I think Winston had a pretty good second verse. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I was gonna say, Cynthia. I'll just I'll rewind it once and then we could like the credits roll. But yeah, actually, I agree. Actually, let me just roll it back just in case I missed something. But yeah. Yeah, but this battle's your time, but you're still a pain in the neck. Just a nice little, wordplay again because Donkey Kong wears his iconic little tie. Surely they probably have merch of that in the Donkey Kong World thing. I imagine you can get an official like Donkey Kong tie. That'd be cool.
I think you can. Maybe.
I'm sure that's a thing. There's no way that's not a thing. I mean, that's easy merch. You just make a red tie, put the DK logo on it.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's just a fun little line there. The pain in the neck, nice little wordplay there. I like how he only wears a tie. Like that's it. He doesn't wear anything else but a tie. Yeah, but a tie.
Except for the new game where he gets overalls.
True. Well, boy finally upgraded.
We finally afford more than just a tie.
Exactly. Because at least in the Donkey Kong Country games, there's a lot of animals that help you and aid you and stuff. but like they kind of just appear and you kind of just like use them without like it being.
Take control of him.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, like the rhino, for instance. I'm sure you've seen he has a name, but I'm forgetting the name of the rhino. But the rhino literally just pops out of nowhere, and then you just get on top of it as you like ride around like the rest of the level. So that's probably a reference to that, and also just a reference to like Nintendo like having a bad rep sometimes when it comes to like pushing past the limits in their employee and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's definitely been documented in the past, which is kind of ironic coming from a character from Blizzard, but Donkey Kong should have said that. Oh,
Oh
if he had
yeah.
another round, that would have been an easy layup for Donkey Kong to clap back from.
It's true.
Cause yeah, Blizzard that whole fucking thing that happened over
Debacle,
there was
like
crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the fact that was happening behind the scenes after that much time is insane. But at the very least, now it's been dealt with, from my understanding, right, Adrian? Like I think
Hopefully,
that's
I don't
been
know. I don't keep
resolved.
up with Blizzard anymore after Overwatch 2 was such a piece of crap. But
Same. But hopefully it has, and the terrible people who are doing those terrible things will go to justice. At least one can hope. But yeah, that would have been an easy layup for DK if there was one more round. But I guess that's why he waited until the very last round to say it. Very smart, very tactical, very tactical. But yeah, also a silhouette of Mario, like I guess. I mean, they're both like platformers, but like they're both their own unique thing. Like I think that line would have been like, because like he doesn't even appear in like a mainline Mario game, so like you can't even say like he overshadows him. Like obviously Mario like overshadows most Nintendo properties, but like I think that's a given. It's not really much of a diss. Like if it was like Luigi or something, that would make sense because they're both in the same from the same franchise, and, basically appear side by side for the most part. But like DK is his own little thing,
yeah.
Like how Kirby is its own separate little franchise, how Link is its own separate little thing. And obviously it's gonna be hard to beat like, Mario. He's been around for so long. Probably the closest from the Nintendo properties would be Pokemon. But even then, you can make an argument to which one is really more bigger. So yeah, I don't know. That one doesn't really hit as much, but it doesn't really have to, considering the rest of his lines are, pretty good.
Yeah.
I love that his peak was when he was holding that burger. Did you see that? That's funny. Like, he's a very sophisticated lad. That was really good. Oh, and they have a Patreon. Okay. I mean, most of these channels do actually, so I shouldn't be that surprised. Dun 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 dun. Oh, that person animated and edited it too. That's cool. Nice. Oh my god, just a freaking Bomb versus Creeper one? Alright, well. I wonder what the connection could be there, Adrian. I don't know. Maybe they're both round fellas. Maybe that's it.
No, I think because they both walk on two legs.
They put that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. They put the clip of Donkey Kong saying, "Oh, banana," right at the end. That was funny.
Ooh, banana.
I did not expect to hear that. Yeah, no. Clearly, the fact that these are being paired together because they both have round eyes. Never mind the fact that this looks like a diamond. That's clearly why they're being paired up. But anyways, yeah, that was DK versus Winston. That was pretty good. Like the production was crazy. It was a 3D battle all throughout, and the editing too was really cool. Like I really liked this, like this section here where like it was like the DK arcade thing. I think that was edited really cool actually, and like the fact that they actually made like a little sprite bottle that moved around, like reminiscent to like his first appearance, was really cool actually. And there was a bunch of moments like that throughout this whole thing that was like a really cool mix of like styles and editing that I haven't seen from like these battles before. Because usually they're just like 2D and stuff. So this was a nice like change of pace that it was like all 3D. Which makes sense. I mean, I guess we have seen DK in like 3D models, but he hasn't had a game where he is a 3D model except for like Donkey Kong 64 or whatever that Donkey Kong game was, the one on the 64. So it's really cool that they decided to like animate them in 3D because yeah, we haven't seen Winston in 2D other than art, but I don't think he's ever been animated in 2D, unless I'm mistaken. And there's like a different thing where he appears in 2D. Going the 3D route makes sense. Yeah, it was pretty good. Who did you think took it, Adrian?
Honest to God, this is very rare, but I think it's a tie.
Really? I
Yeah.
think so too because like at least for me, I don't know if you agree with this too, but at least the first round for sure Donkey Kong got there. Like that was that was an
Yeah,
easy dub.
Donkey Kong had it.
That was an
The
easy
first
dub.
verse.
When they went back and forth, I would give that one to Winston because I think he just like clapped back better, and I liked his lines better. I think Donkey Kong's were kind of generic, at least in that little section, back and forth. And then for the second round, like I really like Winston's more, but like it's not like Donkey Kong's were just like bad or anything like that. So I could see why you went. I think I could see why you went as a tie. Is that what you kind of feel as well? Where like the first one was clearly Donkey Kong, and then like
Yeah,
the
yeah. The
second
first one
one
was
was
clearly
Winston.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
The second verse wasn't as good, but in terms of who had it better, Winston. I mean, yeah, Winston had it better in the second verse.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know how much you want to count like the ones where they went back and forth because that wasn't really like a full thingy. That was just a
I
weird
think it
little
still
like.
counts, honestly.
What'd you say?
I think it still counts because if it's your own verse and the guy claps back, then it's not a good verse to begin with.
That's true. And I did like I talked about like DK's like line not being that good, like being a carbon copy because I love to reapply to him. And then Winston like immediately clapped back with a way better line and one that actually made sense. So even though you might give it a tie, I honestly think I might. I don't know if I want to give it to Winston. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cop out and also say a tie because, like, I really did
I think
like
it's a
that.
tie.
I did really like that clapback from Winston, and that when they went back and forth, I think he definitely won that one. But I don't know. Even in the his second verse, I don't think he said anything better than what DK said in his first verse, if that makes sense. So like, I think DK's saving grace and the fact that this is a tie is because his first verse was that good. I just really enjoyed it. I think I might have to say tie as well, which it is true. I don't think we've ever said tie before, unless maybe did we say tie for the Crazy Dave and Shaggy one? I think we did,
I
or
think we
maybe
did.
not.
Yeah.
So this is the second time that's happened in our channel's history, which is crazy. Which just goes to show you how good the writing was for both sides. It makes a really close call to like decide who won, at least in our opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the editing, the animation, the fact that it was like 3D and stuff, that was really cool. I wonder where they got the Donkey Kong model, cause unless they made their own, because it looks so unique from all the other models you would usually see. Or like fan made models that you would see of DK. So it looked really cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
just really
ribs.
like this was animated. But what were you saying?
It might the DK model might be like ripped from like a video game, like one of the games or something.
You think
Could be
so? Because
Smash. Could be
I'm
one of
trying
its
to
own games.
remember like because I was like unless they took it from like a specific game, but like I'm trying to remember if Donkey Kong's ever looked like this. Like, see, this is like a very distinct like art style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember, see if I could find like where it was like that, but I really can't remember. Unless I guess this kind of looks like the ultimate one. Now that I think about it, it kind of does. So maybe it's like it's supposed to be like close reminiscent to his like ultimate model. But I'm sure maybe someone could tell us, or maybe like we'll have that thing again with like the creator like comments down below. That would be really cool. That's only happened to us once before, and that was a nice little surprise. So maybe they could tell us in the comments below.
Please tell us
What DK
sorry, I'm
model
bad
with
with
this was?
names. Freshly Canal.
Freshy
Please tell
Canal,
us.
yeah. Because it's a really
Freshy,
good
my
model.
bad.
Like if you made it by like if you had someone he commissioned someone to make it, they did a great job. I mean, look how expressive he is. It's really cool. But yeah, I guess with that being said, this was a really nice production, and I guess this is another creator we could probably look forward to seeing more of, especially now that I know that like Bomb Mom and Creeper one exists. That could be a fun one to check out in the future. But yeah, I guess with that being said, I hope you enjoy, and until next time, bye.
Goodbye.
Hello guys, it is me, the back comp diver, and please like and subscribe because if you're no green card, I'm illegal as shit.